I wish to say again on behalf of the whole House how unacceptable I find it that I'm expected to respond to a statement about the clauses of basis, the detail of which is not shared with any member of this House, but those who gather to record our proceedings have the full detail. And I think it's a shameful way to behave. On an occasion, Mr. Speaker, ministers have to have the courage to come to advocate their own policy in this chamber.
Order. Just before the Secretary of State. Order. Just before the Secretary of State rises to his feet, I know he said in his statement, with your permission, Mr. Speaker, I am distributing a summary sheet which identifies reserve locations being opened and those being vacated. It was not clear from that wording quite when the intention to distribute was, but clearly significant numbers of members had not received a copy of the Tri-Service Site Summary by Location, which is a detailed piece of information on one sheet. It was, however, apparently available to members of the media. I hope the Secretary of State can... Order! I hope the Secretary of State can clarify the situation, but on the face of it, it is a very considerable discourtesy to the House of Commons. And I hope that the Secretary of State can either prove that it isn't, or if he recognises and accepts that it is, I'm sure he'll be gracious enough, fulsomely, to apologise to the House of Commons. The Secretary of State.
Mr. Speaker, I was intending to open my remarks by apologising for the evident delay in distributing these summary sheets. The summary sheet that I referred to, of course, relates to the basing and structure statement that has been made today as a written ministerial statement. However, I felt that members would wish to have a summary of the most important elements of that, the base closures, and it was my intention, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, to distribute that sheet as I sat down at the end of my statement, and I deeply regret that it wasn't available until just a few moments ago.